What's up, guys? Today I actually have a pretty cool test that I've been wanting to test out for a while. Now, as you know, I told you guys in the last video that I've been working on kind of changing my style up a little bit and just going all out for like a more beautiful and aesthetically pleasing look rather than a super sharp look that comes out of all digital cameras these days, such as the GH5, GH5S, G7. All these cameras shoot really sharp, and what a lot of photographers and videographers are using to actually soften that look and kind of get that sharpened edge off the sensor is a black pro mist filter. Now, I don't own a black pro mist filter, but I absolutely love the way that the black pro mist filter looks and the kind of images that you can get with each setting of the black pro mist filter. One of the people who actually steered me this way, and I've been looking at their work and I absolutely love their work, and he uses the black pro mist filter a lot in his videos. His name is Spencer Sakurai. I'll link his channel down below. He makes a really amazing work with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. You guys should definitely go check out his channel. As you may know, the black pro mist filter costs around $100 or so, and I just can't seem to justify paying $100 or so for something that goes over your lens like a lens filter. Not at the moment, at least. I'll eventually buy a black pro mist filter to be able to test it out and maybe even use over what I'm about to show you guys now, which can kind of look kind of embarrassing. But I think if you can get a look in a DIY sort of way, take that route if it looks similar, or maybe in some cases even better. So why not? So what I've done is I've used a regular sink strainer. Now, if you guys go to the dollar store, which is where I went to Dollar Tree, I got this sink strainer that got the handle on the end of it, and a circle, and I kind of just ripped it off of the handle, shaped it, cut it into like my lens cap, put it over my lens, and started using that as a black pro mist filter. The second one that we're also going to look at is taking black stockings. Yes, black stockings, like women's stockings that go over your legs. Take those and stretch it down and put that over the lens as well. And that can give you a different kind of look, but also that hazy kind of look that the black pro mist filter gives off as well. Which, when I talk to a lot of old time cinematographers and photographers, that's actually what they said they used back in the day. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but a lot of them have told me that that they've actually been creating the look of the black pro mist filter for years, just using black stockings. So if it's been good enough for them this whole time, why not try it out, right? So I chose 3 different scenarios for you guys to show off these different filters in different scenarios. So the first scenario, we're at a 25mm or 50mm equivalent on full frame. I'm using a Micro Four Thirds camera, so yeah. And we're just out in the middle of the park. It kind of has these woods, Twin Peaky kind of vibe. This morning was actually really foggy, so I thought that was an interesting look, since the black pro mist filter kind of already gives off that hazy look. So this is going to kind of exaggerate that a lot more. So that's what you're looking at. The first one's 50mm with no pro mist filter at all. Now this one is the sink strainer as a pro mist filter. As you can see, it's really soft on the highlights. Things are kind of bloomed out. The highlights are looking really nice, and you kind of get that ghosting kind of look, like it's fog everywhere. Of course, that was enhanced by the atmosphere already, but it's even more enhanced, as you can see. The third look we're looking at is the stockings over top of the lens. And look at this, it looks like a straight up dream sequence, like just bloomy. Everything is like just out, highlighted out. And it looks like something from the Alan Wake video game, I swear. Tell me this doesn't look like Alan Wake. But yes, very stylized. Use that one at your own discretion. In this third one, we kind of changed locations a bit, and we swapped out the 50mm for the 85mm Rokinon Cine lens. And this is what it looks like without the filters. Now we put on the sink strainer filter to the lens, and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, again, you have that really ghosting kind of look. It adds atmosphere, that hazy kind of look that the black pro mist filters look. It's a lot less intense than the stockings, which you're about to see now. And these are the stockings. Like I said before, it's really dreamy, really stylistic. I actually do see myself using this a lot, especially in dream sequences if I do have them. Music videos that require something like a lovey-dovey type scene, or what's that 70s vintage type look. This can be a very good option, and I can see myself using this a lot. Even if it does look silly, I really don't care. And for this final setup, I decided to use some really direct light. I figured that this test wouldn't be right if I didn't use something that was high and bright, because basically the black pro mist filter is softening the highlights. So if I didn't do something that's direct on light, you guys wouldn't really see the full intensity. And I also had an LED light panel like splashing right in front of my face. I don't ever do this in video production ever, but this is just a really intense example on how good these filters work at really softening the face, softening the highlights, and letting them glow. This first example is without the lens filter. The second example is with the sync strainer, and look at that, like instantly you can see that the roll off from the highlights are wrapping around really nicely. Has that dreamy edge to the back. You can see kind of, if you look on the blinds, that it's kind of getting like a little light streak coming off the blinds, kind of like that ghosting effect, and it just looks overall more beautiful. And I can see myself using this sync strainer a lot. Like, I swear it looks kind of cool in front of the lens too. People don't really know what they're looking at when they're looking at it. They expect to see a lens, but it's just like this, you know, honeycomb thing in front. It looks really cool. And in this last example are the stockings, which is just massively like underexposed. When you're using these filters, guys, also remember that you have to compensate for exposure. So sometimes you may even want to overexpose if you want to exaggerate the highlights and get that really highlighted gloomy look, or not gloomy, but you know, highlight glowy look. You might want to exaggerate it, but in this case I did not compensate for the amount of light coming through the lens. These do cut back maybe a stop or two of light depending on which one you're using. The sync strainer, not too much, but the stockings, definitely you're going to want to kind of up the exposure a bit on your camera through ISO or through your aperture to kind of balance it out. But as you can see, it's extremely dreamy. And for the last test, I tested out the lights in all of them. So to show you guys the light pattern with my flashlight, I waved it in front of the camera just to show you guys each beam angle of the light and how it affects with these lens filters in front of it. Really cool, really different effects. You can see the ones with the stockings is like really soft and bloomed out. The one with the sync strainer, they're really like kind of, it's like a diamond shaped light coming out of those, and it has colors in it which can bother you. It doesn't really bother me, but I can see why it would bother somebody. But that's the end of the test, guys. Give these things a try. I'm really going to consider using these this sync strainer. I've actually been using that this whole video. My camera's about to die, so I hope you guys like this video. If you did like it, find it useful, like and subscribe. Leave a comment on what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.